Spirituality is one of those loosely defined terms that can be very broad or very specific. In my mind, spirituality is like an energy that someone feels when they are being present in a moment, experiencing a sensation of connection within. During my time in India, I felt this connection on more than one occasion and got the impression that out east, spirit is not a hard thing to come by. Perhaps one of the most awe-inspiring things that I observed during my experience abroad was the casual and lighthearted demeanor of India's people. Despite the crowds and the smog and the hardships that they encounter on a daily basis, there is a source of light that is special to this group of people, and they have discovered how to harness it. This intangible grace is what moved me to investigate spiritual India and all its wonder. Without religion, I do not think that the India I experienced would have been the same. Hinduism is the most practiced religion throughout India and plays a major role in the lives of Indian citizens. The Vedas and Upanishads act as a textual guide in this religion and highlight how to join body, mind, and spirit. The gods are highly regarded and worship is seen all over India. In my experience, I was able to feel a very special kind of energy in Hindu temples that were holy places of worship. Muslims and Christians are also very in touch with spiritual customs. Mosques are hubs for religious people to spend time with family and friends and maybe make a wish or two that are said to come true. Christians in Kerala are unified by their belief in the Savior Jesus Christ. The Christmas lights, decor, and festivities brought a particular element of magic to the streets, and the Christmas spirit was felt as we shared a special homemade Christmas Eve dinner with our Christian friends Monalita, Sana, and family. As I came to learn more and more about the importance of astrology in India, spirituality and the idea of fate of the universe became much clearer. Indians rely heavily on the stars from time of birth because everyone receives his or her own birth chart outlining major events and personality characteristics of that individual. When visiting Jaipur, the group was able to enjoy a truly mystical experience with the Swami that visited to read our palms. I think that we all agreed that the aura given off by this man was legitimate, and his words of truth were hard to ignore. We also had fun with palmistry with Nikhil and Utio on the coach, learning, like most Indians do, about the basics of palm reading. Understanding the Indian version of karma is important to note when talking about destiny. From my understanding, karma is a sense of duty that Hindus have to live a good and fruitful life. When positivity and goodness is sent out into the universe, positivity and goodness is in turn received to all who embrace it. It is beliefs like this that give India and its people such a mysterious and exotic energy. On the first morning in Delhi, we saluted the sun with yoga on the hotel rooftop. Not only was it relaxing and healthy, practicing that morning introduced us to the spiritual lifestyle that many Indians embrace. Starting at a young age, yoga and meditation, or some would argue that they are one and the same, become a part of many Indians' daily schedules. By breathing and stretching, the body benefits greatly and learns to train itself to accomplish both mental and physical feats. The Om was a reappearing symbol all over India. One long bus ride, Cole and I learned about the art of meditating and chanting the phrase. Om is a particular chanting technique because it is the only combination of sounds meant to travel from the core of the body up through the chest and finally to exit through the center of the eye. The goal of yoga and meditation are spiritual in nature. A perfect combination of the mind, body, and spirit is what's sought after by those looking to master the practice. Once this is achieved, many believe that the individual will come to a state of euphoria and understanding, like the Buddha did when he became enlightened. I find it necessary to stress that none of the spiritual India I experienced would have existed without respect. Indians are constantly practicing and showing respect to all whom they encounter. Children and young adults tend to the needs and wishes of their elders, whether they be sharing a home with a parent or grandparent, or attending school and working with a coach or teacher. Elders are looked to for advice and wisdom by the younger generations. With a population exceeding 1 billion people hailing from all different religious backgrounds and regional backgrounds, it is true that none of the culture would survive without the overflowing amount of tolerance and respect that is part of India and its history. Forged by the great Mughal leader Akbar, unity despite difference remains a policy in modern Indian politics and governments. Also, as a few of us enjoyed discussing as we left a temple in Mumbai, respect and tolerance was graciously shared with us, Even as outsiders visiting the country, I always felt welcome and accepted despite how much I knew I stood out. The time we spent at the Taj Mahal was the most special experience to me. Being in the presence of one of the 7 wonders of the world was incredibly emotional and exciting. I was finally connecting with this place that I had only ever seen in pictures, and it hit me for the first time that this was all really happening. It was there, standing amongst a crowd of people, that I felt the spirit of India come alive within. I honestly never intended to go to India in order to search for spiritual enlightenment, nor did I wish to reserve hours at a time sitting cross-legged practicing my meditation. What I experienced spiritually was unplanned, but I invited it freely nonetheless. The journey made a more powerful impression on me than I could have imagined. Memories of vivid colors, exotic smells, and beautiful scenery will fade over time, but will never be lost, for the spirit of India will reside within my heart forever.